so I'm an economist by education, and I've been saying that for a long time. Like tech companies, the tech industry in general is the new financial industry. Just like we had too big to fail banks in 2008 and 9, let's say 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that Google gets in trouble or Facebook gets in trouble. It will be so ingrained in the fabric of our society. Imagine if Google goes down today, right?
No.
There will be riots, you know, I can't find my information, my Android doesn't work, whatever might happen.
Yeah.
Like nobody will allow that. The US government won't allow that. People all over the world won't allow that. So technology more and more, I think already we see this, but it's only going to get worse from here, that they are big to fail, too big to fail.
100%. It's actually, I read this point of view. I'm reading a book called AI Ethics. And in the book, it says something very interesting. It says the whole world is being built on top of technology that a few people control, but also that a few people understand. So think about the example you made, Google goes down. The problem is, do you think the US government or the Danish government or any government can try to replicate what Google... They don't even understand how it works. It became so specialized.
Yeah.
It became so complex. Like, I don't want to know how the Google infrastructure works. It must be something insane, you know?
Yeah.
Like
and the amount of data, like you can't just replicate that.
You can't. But even if you wanted to, the people that can actually build that, Google has them, you know?
Yeah.
What can you do? You can get them from Google and just put them in a room and replicate the US Google, the Danish Google, you know?
Yeah.
It's just not about how big it is and how ingrained it is in society. It's also that the people who can build it, can understand it, are like extremely limited, and they own the world.
Yeah.
Who has more power, the US government or,
tech companies? Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think you see that in full display with these congressional hearings, when Google is invited in, when Jeff Bezos is invited in, when Mark Zuckerberg is invited in. Like, you see all these congressmen and women sitting there, like, having a tight face on and, looking like, okay, now is the time for you to answer to us. And the questions that they ask are just ridiculous. Yeah. Like, it's a softball after a softball that they throw to Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos. They have no clue what's going on. It's so clear. So I'm a little bit pessimistic, I guess you can say, that, tech is moving more and more to become the next financial industry rather than a pharmaceutical industry where there's actually some level of checks and balances with doctors and all that stuff. Simply because the legislators, US Congress, whatever it is, they don't understand what they're dealing with here, unfortunately.
Yeah.